Hey, what's going on YouTube? Hey, this video it's gonna be like a trip down memory lane for me. This is my first property we ever bought since I've been doing real estate, and the land, the house, and everything has been with me now, I guess 6 years, maybe 7 years. And so now the tenant has left, and we've had the guys come out and clean it out and everything. And I'm thinking about remodeling and adding a little something to it to make it a little bit more attractive, if you will. You know, I never did plant trees or bushes around here. It's surrounded by like pines and stuff, but just like shrubbery and stuff like that, and maybe a carport in the yard and a nice storage building on it. Just things I can do to increase the value of the property, to make the asset more efficient, if you will. And so I just want to do a little quick run through, and I'll be able to take this video and kind of go home and kind of study my measurements and kind of sit down and put a plan together, sketch a little bit and see, you know, what I want to do, maybe take out a wall here or add on here and there. But I'm definitely going to really take it and completely remodel this one. It's going to be a long process, but I think a fun one as well. So along with the headaches and the toughness and the crawling around up under the house and all that goes with it, I've been doing this now, I think going on 8 years. So I've kind of seen a little bit of everything. So now knowing what to expect from some of the things going up with this will be pretty simple, but a lot of hard work. So I'll be soliciting help from various people. You probably know who you are. Be on standby, because I'm gonna definitely need help with this one. There's a lot of work to be done. But I'm thinking I'm gonna give it 6 months. So it's January now. So I'm thinking about, say, 4th of July. This thing should have somebody living in it and enjoying it. And I do want to like fully upgrade his and her bathroom kind of deal, stand-up shower, plus a big old jacuzzi or garden style tub, walk-in closet, maybe add a couple of bedrooms to it. I'm going to really, you know, just add on, like I said, value, so somebody can come and make this a really nice home. And as far as the central air and stuff like that, I got a electric heat furnace in there, so I may do away with that and put a full HVAC system in it, and that will be a true upgrade to the house, big time. And the vents are already in the floor for the old heat system, so it'll just be a matter of me adding on to the addition part. So today we are just doing a basic walkthrough, and I just need to kind of pull the tape measure a little bit and just see what I'm working with. So let's get to it. Okay, this is the back side. And what I want to do is maybe take that porch and bring a deck all the way across to this corner, because what I want to do is put an A-roof on it and turn it into more like a double wide kind of style. And what I'm going to do is pull the tape measure across that back, because I probably will go out of that middle window and come out of the existing trailer and come into the addition through that window, turn that into a doorway, and just step out into here. And I can tap into the plumbing. That's the kitchen window there. I can tap into that plumbing. I have an access door under both sides where I have plumbing. So that access door over there goes to the main water feed, hot water heater on that side. So everything's on each end. I can tap into either side as far as water to add on to that new bathroom that I plan to do. So pretty, like I say, simple to me, but a lot of hard work and figuring out what's the best route to go, because I definitely want to take from that corner all the way through to this pole. This pole is only 10 feet from the house, so I won't be able to go, you know, through the pole. So I'm gonna have to stop at the pole, which will still be cool and give me plenty of space to tap in from there and run the deck all the way to the end. That'll be a pretty huge deck. And from here to there, just be like a little bridgeway or maybe a little side door that you could exit, maybe like through a little hallway, depending on how I do the room. But I'm gonna try to come off with the same width that the original trailer is, so it'll be a, you know, equal A-roof. And like I said, that's a whole lot of figuring, but It'll be fun. We'll get it done. And I may even get somebody down here who can torch off that tongue right there. But it's got the bay windows, and I thought about doing a wraparound deck that would cover up that right there with a deck running over there, and you can kind of look out the kitchen window and kind of sit outside the kitchen window. But there's not a whole lot out here for sightseeing. Just a nice little acre and some change. And the main road is right through those woods, but you have a house there. I think the people have moved out of there, so that's another potential property. It'd be nice to own the one right beside mine. And then across there is just a big open field, and you headed back out through that little corner over there. And where my truck is, the wind probably messing up my sound. But where the truck is, that's the original driveway. But the tenants took it upon themselves to run that down over the last 4 years into a new driveway. So I thought about moving it over here since they already had beat it down. Kind of just let it continue to be that. Would be probably more simple than trying to create it back over there again and get grass to grow here. So that's something I got to figure out too. But this is like the front view. So all this I probably end up going with like vinyl siding or something, because that metal is so dinged up. I doubt I go back with that. I could have just painted it a real nice color, but it's still gonna have that old trailer look to it. And I already had cinder block the underpin when I first put it out here, so that'll be good stonework. And that porch, if I don't do the wraparound that way, I'll bring that porch over and let it catch that window in that living room and just have a nice little, maybe like a 12 by 6 or some simple deck right there. And probably upgrade those doors, take those out of here and put some nice house doors in, and maybe put a little small roof on that front porch. And that'll be a nice upgrade for that. But I still got to figure out exactly which way I'm going with this thing. But we'll get it. Dig out my septic line just enough to see which direction it was headed. And you can see my clean out right there. So with the new bathroom, I'll probably be tapping into just digging that part up there and tapping into that. And like I said, I have a deck built right through here, because I don't want to move my electrical pole and get into all that. That's a whole nother animal there. But I'll just run the deck right down, probably maybe a foot off from that pole, and come on out to this corner right here. And then the whole 13 and 6-inch wall will come out and line up with those posts I just put out and come on through. But that's a good layout for the day. I got the numbers I need to go home and kind of figure out which way to go with this thing. But anywho, still got all that crap from the clean out to be hauled away. It's quite a bit of wood and laminate flooring and crap in there, but I'm just scared I'm gonna catch the rest of that brush on fire trying to burn it all right there. I bought the drums out to burn it, but I don't know. There's a lot of stuff packed in there and wet. It probably just smolter now. I just need to take a day and come up here and bag it all and just put it on the trailer and take it to the landfill. Work, work, work. But anywho, that's all for today. I'll get to some other work now. I just did want to get mentally started on this. Beep, beep. Just picked up a few blocks here. About to get my corners laid out. And I'm gonna go on here and do the 10 foot off the house and go across from that dimension. And so all these lines I pull are gonna have to be changed, but the length will still stay the same, so we'll work it out. So you'll be coming out the back door. I'll leave the back door as is, and take it, well, of course, take it out, and I'll redo it because it's like rotted all around, but the door is pretty solid. But I end up having to reframe that whole thing and come out onto a porch and like swing it over this way, and it'll be cinder block underpin all the way around, and everything will be mounted to that. So even the deck will be built on top of an actual concrete wall versus the 4x4 wood. It'll be all masonry on the bottom, and that'll be extremely strong. And I'll pour concrete in the blocks. I just got bags of concrete because I'm not going to pour the whole wall solid. That's not necessary. I just make sure this footing has good concrete in it, and that'll be strong as it needs to be for standard addition added on. But anywho, I got brand new wheelbarrow from Lowe's. They put these little puny little tires on here. I had 4 bags of concrete on here, and them tires about to go flat already. This thing was almost $200 for the whole wheelbarrow. And these tires, I kind of get nervous about these kind of tires because you come out here, get ready to work, you better keep an air compressor with you because they'll be flat every single time you come out here in this cold to work, especially when you putting cinder blocks and bags of concrete and mixing mortar in there. So I got me a mud pan for my mortar, and I can kind of slide that around. I didn't need 2 or 3. I'm the only brick mason, so I'll just slide it to the spot where I'm working and just fill it up and rock and roll. But anywho, that's a little update on the remodel of the first home project. I guess I'll put a name to it at some point. May build a little playlist for this because it's going to be a pretty long project. But anywho, let's get busy. Well, we back at it again. Come back after a couple of days, got a little icy weather. Had water in here the other day, and I just cut a little trench out to let it drain out to get it off the foundation. I think they're talking about more snow coming in a couple of days, so I'm not even going to try to start on these blocks. I just want to go ahead and get my material down here and get the trailer unloaded. Today I picked up a cube. That's considered one cube, should be 90 blocks on that cube, and I picked up a 1/4 ton of sand. I don't know how much all I'm going to need, but I know this will get me way down the road. He gave me a few extras because I had a few broken ones in there, but that's a 1/4 ton of sand, which will make those 5 bags I got of mortar the other day. That sand should take care of that mortar. So today, if I stay on task, my objective is to square up this thing to where I can see where my lines are going to be and put the lines back up. I may clean the holes out a little bit, but I don't really want to start playing in this mud. It's supposed to rain for 2 days straight, so it's really no point in even trying to start digging again because I'm not going to lay. It's too cold. The mortar will be froze before I can leave the job site, and it'll be a complete waste. So I'm not even going to mess around the rest of this week. Just going to unload, maybe pull the tape measure a little bit and square the lines back up and put them up to a more permanent layout, and maybe lay the blocks out all along downside here. I need to get the tractor up here because I got spots like these big ant hills, and you see the yard got like a little hump right there, and I threw some of the dirt out of the footing over there in a low spot. Just kind of grade around out here a little bit and smooth the yard out before the spring gets here and the grass starts to growing again. But I figured I'd dig this hole. I got to dig all the way through here, so there's going to be a lot of dirt coming out of there. So I want to be able to take that dirt and put it directly into the bucket of the tractor and move it without working myself to death, trying to work smart. But worst case scenario, I pile it all up in one spot and scoop it up with the bucket and shovel what I can't scoop. Trying to think in advance and get ahead of some of these things that I know are going to really tax me physically. And that side over there where the porch is going to be, I'm going to get that out of the ground and get the leads built up. That's going to be considered a corner. And then this corner out here. And then when I'm coming off where the actual rooms are going to go, I got to determine where that is. So I got a lot of little stuff I can do for its preparation, and go home and pull out the pencil and do a little bit more adding and subtract to see totally how many 2x4s and 2x6s and 2x8s and different stuff like that I'm going to need overall. So those things I can do at home in bad weather. I can get on the sawmill and cut wood that I'll be using. Some of it I had to buy out of the store because I won't be able to dry it fast enough to use it here, but I got an idea of how I can dry it pretty fast, but I got to get it cut first. So anywho, I wish the weather would give me about a good week of 60-degree weather, the low being 40, high being 60. I can get all these blocks done like that with the cooperation of the weather. And I also got to cut that satellite out of there and all those old wires and crap. Take all that stuff out. I may hold on to it. I don't know if they want to use it again, the cable people or whoever. But anywho, let's get to unloading here. Well, we made all the blocks disappear. Got them all stacked up nice and neat. Right there, that wall is gonna take approximately 35 to get to the top, and then it'll be a matter of how many solids I put at the bottom or how I do with my concrete. But looking at about 40 for that wall. And I know this ain't enough blocks to do the whole job, so I just laid out enough to get it up out of the ground. I'm not going to worry about counting them all the way out yet. I do that probably after I lay a few of them and get these corners built. But like I said, the weather's supposed to be getting ugly. I ain't gonna be able to probably do nothing before next week. But anywho, I'm gonna just run my string back through, and I'm gonna probably dig that little footing to that spot and come on through. That's my drain line from my original plumbing, and the little clean out right there beside that pole. So that'll make it easy for me to tap into it with my new line. So this wall will actually go right across that and come to that piece of rebar right there. That's my corner for that, 10 feet off the house. So we'll be running that right down beside there, so the power pole will be right next to the house. So that's a good thing. And I'll be able to keep my roof continuous all the way through without interruption. But anywho, I gotta unload that sand. I'm trying to figure the best place to put it, because once I put it on the ground, of course, I do have a wheelbarrow, but I'm just trying not to have the setup too close to the job site, because I got a whole nother set of blocks on that end. So I just probably end up with 2 different stacks. So I got to get more sand in that. There's just enough to lay on to maybe put out about 4 bags of mud. So when I get the next load of sand, I should have all this end done, and I'll be probably able to pull around and come a little bit closer to the pole on that end and dump the sand and probably put a tarp down, because I don't want to leave that sand in the yard right there, but the grass will grow right through it. Not a big deal. But anyhow, that's a little update. Go ahead and get this shovel and I'll start slinging this sand off of here. I guess I would just drop it on the other side of the trailer. There's no good place to really put it. And have it out of the way, but that way when I move the trailer, I can drive between the sand pile and the actual work area, because I got a wheelbarrow. I can always just hustle it on up the hill to where I'm gonna actually be laying the block at. So it's not a big deal, but this will be my strength training for the day. It's only a quarter ton, so it's only like 500 pounds, but it'll feel like a million scoops. But anyway. What's up? We back at it. Back down here at the Vicksburg project. And I'm gonna go ahead and lay probably my corners today. I said I was gonna wait the next week, but it's supposed to be like 47 tonight, maybe mid 40s, so it won't freeze where I lay. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot and try to get all my corners done. I forgot the most important thing of laying blocks, my trowel, all the way at home. So my wife's bringing that to me, but in the meantime, I can go ahead and get my mud made. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. And by the time I finish making mud and getting set up and getting ready, she should be here by then. So let's get to it. Booyah, time to make some mud. I already put 1 bag of mortar, and then you do 16 shovels of sand, 1 5-gallon bucket of water, and that is your components to making 1 healthy bag. Some people put 18 or 20 shovels of sand, but the standard is 16 shovels of sand, so I'm gonna keep it pretty standard. The sand got a little water in it, so you have to be real careful not to do too much sand that's already wet, because it'll change the ratio of water. So I put it out yesterday, so it's kind of air dry on the top part, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem, but just something to kind of be aware of. And I gotta get my buckets back over here too. I just realized that's all on the other side of the project here. But anywho, let's get started. I use this right here as one of my halves. I gotta buy some halves, like, you know, half of a block. But if you turn it sideways, you still got your 8 inches. So I'm gonna just sit it here halfway and just let that sit out. It'll be under the house, you'll never see it. So I'm gonna just use that for the time being. That'll get me finished with this lead. And I'll probably break maybe 2 more so I can get those other ones done the same way. I see some of the blocks already broke anyway, so it kind of worked out perfect. And I can run this lead on up a little bit more, because I want to pour that solid concrete and all these chips, clean up as you go, throwing right in the hole, and number just broken blocks. They'll be used to strengthen the wall when you pour the concrete down in here. I plan on having that hole probably the first 32, like say just 2 blocks long worth of concrete solid in there. At least where I have this at, I may come on over about 4 feet solid concrete. The whole wall coming up, so that'll be real strong for that room. And then build a corner same way, 4 feet off each corner, solid concrete wall, and she'll hold real firm like that. And I guess I can probably kind of move this line on out my way now too, because it's not really serving a purpose now. It's just in the way. See, can I work around it? Just got 1 more course to go up. You're still checking with these leads. Keep checking, make sure your height stand correct, because now we've added a course, so we're not looking for 32 anymore, because I've actually put a couple of courses on now. So 2 feet is my next height, because everything working on 8 inches a rise each time I go a course. So on 24, I'm still dead on my height I need. Right, we're back on this rehab project. Got that wall completely all the way up to the top. Left a space for access. Got to fill that bottom well being solid concrete. And we got all that ran up and racked back. And this is going to be the actual deck. Kind of debating whether I'm going to fill it in solid with a block wall or just leave like cinder block pillars down through here. I think the wall going to make it look more uniform, so I'll continue on to lay through here. But built that lead yesterday, and it kind of coincides with that one. Got it on bond where all the blocks fit in without me having to put a piece in. And I got a little control joint there, disconnecting that wall from the actual addition. This will be all the deck here, and back over in that corner I'll put a pillar to catch the woodwork. And I think this thing's about 18 feet, so I may do a every 6 foot or so put a pillar against that wall, like a 12-inch by 12-inch pillar to catch the woodwork going against the wall. I was thinking about doing like beams, like 4 by 6 beams, but I think I'll put the beams on the top of the floor and set the roof on it. And that way it'll be super strong with block at the base and then the beams at the top. And then the beams will look nice up top with the other the railing and all that for the porch. But this is just a basic view and update. That wall is complete. Where you see those 2 sticks and those few blocks, I'm gonna build pillars there, but instead of using those 8s, I think I'm gonna get some 12-inch blocks. Same concept of what I was talking about with the porch just then. I'm gonna just lay on where those sticks are. I'm gonna have a 12 by 12 because that's where the wall for each bedroom is gonna go up on top of the floor. So just to have a little extra strength, instead of doing it with wood, there'll be 2x8s, only a 10-foot span, so that'll be fine for floor joists. But I want to make sure that even where that stick is by that old access door, I'm gonna actually put a 12 by 12 inch pillow there as well, because that's going to be the bathroom wall. And then of course you have that wall on the exterior. So that's complete, and that wall is complete. So now it's just a matter of me making this long run. I think it's like 36 or 38 feet maybe. This is going to be another access opening right here. Just jam that straight up, and I probably put 4 inches solid across here on that. But anywho, next thing, I had to finish all the blocks. I had to put my anchor bolts in. But it's been fun, and it's also been a lot of hard work. But this is a basic look at what I'm adding. So that's going to be quite a bit. It looks almost like I'm adding more than what the original was, but it's actually about 3 foot short of the original width. So when I do the A-roof, it's still gonna make a pretty nice size addition. It'll be really nice. Lot of work, but we'll get it. I'll keep you guys posted. Time to take a break. Tired. We are back at it. The final stretches. I'm actually working out of the wheelbarrow, kind of easier than moving it all around and having to move pans back and forth. So I'm just gonna work out the wheelbarrow, keep it simple. Got one course left going through here. Like I said, it's gonna be the porch. And the access door still opened up over there for that, gotta be built. But this one last course right here, I'll show y'all where I put the vents and all that kind of stuff in a minute. But I've been out here back and forth doing like 3-4 hours a day, doing whatever I can do, wherever the weather allow. But we got it about done here now. I still got to put my anchor bolts in, maybe today. But I'm gonna run this last course, and we'll see where we at with that. Then we'll probably just do some cleaning up. I still got some more piers to build on that back wall, like little support beams for the other side. This whole wall will be supporting the front side of the wall, and then I need some over there to catch the back wall. So I'm not gonna do those yet until I figure what kind of height I'm dealing with, how tall my board is gonna be to make it level up with the bottom of that door. All the bottom of the door got to be reconstructed anyway, and I'm probably gonna have to raise the floor up in there, probably maybe 3/4 of an inch, to make sure that they are both level. I want to be able to come out smooth out of the house onto the deck, and over there where I bust the window out, I want to come out smooth out of the living room into the hallway, and it'll be a smooth transition with no lopsided floor. So that's gonna be my next thing, to see what I need to do to make that happen. Anywho, let's lay some block. Antonio. Well, time for another update. As you can see, I got my fire burning. All that trash that was taken out of the house, I guess now been about 7 months ago. Been sitting over there getting rained on, and I'm slowly pulling it apart and separating it. Any metal or glass or stuff like that that don't burn. I got a trash can on the other side over there. I'm throwing it in, and I might end up with maybe 2 bags of trash when it's finished. Pretty much everything else in there will burn, so it's just so wet. But I'm able to get that done and kind of work at the same time. It's been a while since I got quite a bit done since I last chitter chatted with you. But that wall is all the way to the top, and as you see, today we are installing the anchor bolts into the concrete. Put one here, and I didn't put as many as close to each other as far as the anchor bolts, because this is gonna be the deck. So I'm gonna mount it, but it's not like the actual walls and stuff will be going up on it. This deck will just have a roof over it. it won't be a lot of heaviness, and the blocks will hold it just fine, but just something to mount it so I don't have to use 4x4s, of course. And I might put one on that corner. I'll run a whole 10-foot piece all the way out. Then I turn and start here. So I just put one at the starting point. And I'll come on down through here. Won't be able to talk much on this because that concrete set up extremely fast. But it's looking like I'm going to have enough to go all the way down through here if I don't run out of anchor bolts. But that'll be the other one. And I'm doing these, I guess, about 5 foot apart. I just stuck a vent in there just to make it look like the rest of the wall and everything. Still got my little control joint set up right there. And then I'll be running straight across right there and putting a pier right behind that pipe right there in that corner to catch the other side of the deck. And then, of course, those big 12-inch by 16 blocks going to be my little pillows up under the porch. I'm going to do the same thing in the wall over here. And set them up. Everywhere you see a little stick, that's going to be a wall, as I probably said 50 times in other videos. But put the vents in today. They turned out pretty good. Had to grind them down. I think I tapped the block a couple of times and had it about an 18th of, not an 18th, but an 1/8 of an inch too tight. And had to grind them down a little bit. So we ended up getting it done, and I'm thinking now the only thing kind of scaring me a little bit is my height. The whole wall and everything is level pretty much, but over here I know I got an inch difference on that wall, and I'm gonna make that difference up when I put my board down. I'm gonna get a board that's 1 inch thicker because I'm cutting it on the sawmill myself, so I won't have to worry about, you know, stacking a shim up under it to get the height right. I'll be able to just cut it a little thicker than the rest of them, and then that'll give it the level 1 inch that I'm losing down there. But that whole corner all the way over to the house is 1 inch shorter, and that's really what I wanted around the whole project. I started down there, and I should have kept that 1 inch short because I'm kind of fearful that if I keep my blocks to the bottom of the skirting right there, I'm wondering when I take that metal down to cleanly walk through as a door, my question is, will it be level with the floor in there? I based off the door opening over there, and I got to put a I got to raise that floor up inside. So I guess it'll just be a matter of you know, doing the little tricks to get it leveled off so it's a smooth transition from the floor over there to this one. That one has to be overlaid in the inside anyway. So I may just notch out my 2x8s and make them sit down 1 inch down into the masonry work, and that'll get the I still have my thickness, but I just notch out 1 inch or 2 to make sure the floor is nice and level. That's the only thing that's holding me back from laying those pillars, because I want to actually lay them with mortar between them and just straight lay them and have a solid concrete footing that they're sitting on, and that'll just make that floor that much more strong and sturdy. I mean, I'm not too much worried about it going anywhere with these blocks anyway. But the biggest thing is trying to get these anchor bolts in, and I hate I put that solid top on this because I won't be able to anchor anything here. But as soon as I can, it'll be this first hole here. That'll be an anchor bolt, and that piece will run all the way across this opening, and then I'll slap one right here. I'm actually thinking about running a twin 8-inch stack straight up right here, because that's such a wide opening. It's like 4 feet. But I did like to have a pretty big, nice, because it's a pretty high underneath. It's going to be about, I guess, about 4 feet tall, 4 feet wide. So you'll be able to store small stuff like, you know, boxes and different stuff you may put away for the season change or something. You can kind of store in there. Push lawnmower, go up under there. Actually, a riding lawnmower, depending on how tall the steering wheel is, would fit under there. So kind of got to be careful when you're making too much storage space, because people just store a bunch of junk, and then when they leave and you transition to the next tenant, a lot of times you have more crap to take to the landfill. But anywho, got the steps there. They still in great shape. I just have to paint them and probably firm them up a little bit, but they're in great shape. And I'll be able to add that to the outside of the deck and just throw the rails up, so that'll save me having to even build steps for it. That's one plus. Front porch, same thing. I'm going to extend that probably to the corner. But anywho, this is the good old update here, and see if we can get these anchor bolts in, and then I'm gonna just focus on trying to burn up as much as that stuff I can burn, and that'll be a good conclusion for the day. Today's like Thursday, so I got a ton of things, little small, tedious 2-3 hour jobs here and there. People calling me, phone won't stop ringing. I need to focus down here, but the phone will not stop ringing. So I got plenty of other things I need to be doing, so I'll be able to probably start back fresh next week and pick up from where I leave off now. Probably start with the windows in the front, taking them down. I'll give you a quick walk around on that too, so you can kind of make some sense of what I'm babbling. Still got enough sand to possibly make one more good bag of mortar. I actually might see if I can find somebody that can come cut that tongue out of there. Kind of look goofy once you put that addition on, and then it's still gonna have that trailer look to it with that hitch hanging out there. But what I might do is see if I can find somebody with a torch that'll torch it off for me. Or I thought about it, since you had the nice bay windows, I thought about coming off this side and coming all the way around with a wraparound porch. And don't make it real big, but just let it come out just enough to cover that, not all the way down, but just to right there where the window stops. Shoot a rail up and just come on back this way. Just somewhere you can kind of walk around the corner and, you know, kind of sit right there off of the kitchen and have a cup of coffee or something to that nature. I know I think very different from the average person, so somebody else might think that's kind of cornball, but I love the opportunity to just sit and relax, drink an old cup of Joe, think about what you got going on that day and whatnot. But that door, it doesn't leak or anything, but in the inside, it's in rough shape. So I'm gonna do away with that screen door and the mobile home door on the other side. That whole unit is gonna come out, and I'm gonna put like a house door in there. And these windows, I already priced those at the local builder's discount. So I'll be able to swap that out, and that won't be too bad because there's not a lot of windows in this house. That's another plus as far as expense. You have 1, 2, the little bathroom one, I didn't price that. But I would probably swap that out too, so this whole front will have the vinyl windows in it. Got an access door there, of course, because this is a bathroom window right up under the tub and whatnot. So being able to get to that plumbing, I'll end up just boarding it up and just painting it the same color the vinyl is going to be, or either maybe paint it the same color the trim is going to be. And it'll just be something you can just unscrew it if you need to get under there. But I'm going with all brand new plumbing, so shouldn't have a need to go under there for a long time. And that access, not access, but this little outdoor plug, I need to put another cover on it, but it works and everything. I used the grinder today on that. And these windows right here, they're unhurt. So I'm thinking I'll take them out and set them aside. That one on the end by the front door is broke. So that one I may just trash or put a glass in it and keep it. But I have 3 good windows to be able to use on another home that just has a broke window, and I just need to replace it. But this is going to be like total upgrade, so I don't want them in here. No windows on the edges of either side. They just got the bay window down there coming off their kitchen, so just a little quick update, and still trying to figure out how I'm going to do the driveway. They were coming in, the last tenant over there on the wood line, and the original was coming on this edge of the woods and just coming back here and parking. And I'm thinking, because that's just a field beyond there, I'm thinking about just once I clean that up, take my tractor and push that back good and clean it up real good, and maybe put the storage shed right there. So it'll be like off of the driveway, and put the driveway back here where it used to be, because it's solid down through here. But of course the grass and grew up through it. So I'll get about maybe 8 tons and drop it through here and smooth it out. It never turns to mud, but I still want to just show the gravel as a guide of where they need to be parking at, and keep them from parking back over there and just sow grass back over there and keep that natural. But I'm still debating, because I had the same idea on the other side with the car shed and a storage building, so not 100% sure. But this is my line for my well. It's on county down here, but I had a well with the you see the little setup right there, little well right there, and somebody stole my pump out of it and stole all the electrical wire. Shame on them, but it's okay. We shall move. And so anywho, that's the update. Took a load of wood this morning to my buddy. Picked up that little chump change and filled the truck up with gas and good old temperature. Not freezing today, not freezing tonight. Just a good day to be alive. But anywho, I'm kind of waiting for the sun to go down so I can enjoy the fire. It's burning good now, so I should be able to get a lot of that stuff burned. So let me get back to it and put these anchor bolts in and catch you on the next one.